Okay, good morning. Hello. A little late start today. Got a meeting this morning. That's okay though. I got a nice chunk of time here. Nice little cute chunk of time to spend doing some game development before I have more meetings and inevitably have to do some work. Let's do that. So let's do that. Okay, I need to do some more work on forging. I need to forge within an area, I believe, which I've not set up. Strong case, welcome in. Oh no, I have set it up. I have set it up. Who wrote this code? Did I write that code? Is anyone hackering my code base here? Huh. Okay. I guess that's working, question mark. Let's load in. Let's see if it works. Oh, there's a puppy dog. Oh, never mind, he's gone. Okay. I'm starting to think that serializing it is not actually that much faster than just loading it in. Okay, let's go build our area here. Okay, let's find a nice little section of shrooms here. There was some there. I would like... What would I like? I don't know what I would like. I want some that are like kind of, here we go, this is good. Some that are like kind of close to each other. Okay, let's see. I also changed the shader on the, ooh, that is like, wait, is that solid? I can like barely see through that. Hang on. Square blue or something? Yeah, there we go. That's 0.5, what is 0.25? Okay, that's... Wait, where is my culling at? It's supposed to be distance culling. Or depth culling. Is it not? Wait, take that up to 0.5? Does 0.25 not cull it effectively? And also, let's, thickness. What if I want no outline? What if I want no outline? How would I do that? I guess I just make them the same color, right? Oh, there we go. That works too. No outline. Yeah, I mean, you can see through it. Okay, this needs to be turned down quite a bit. 0.3. Wait, what happened to my depth culling? I thought the depth culling was working. Does it only work above 0.5? See, that one actually seems like it works, right? You cannot see the squares behind it. Verified noob. Hello, welcome in. Good morning. Let me see here. And then 0.4. 0.4 still... See, that's fine. It's almost like when I go too low, 0.35. 0.35 works. What's this game? It's a game I'm working on. It doesn't really have a name or anything yet. It's just called My Project at the moment. Okay, 0.325. Look at that. I get the back culling. What is that? 0.33. Okay. 0.34. Are you making... Yes, I am making something. Okay, 0.34 properly is like, I guess the lowest I can go. I guess that's the lowest I can go. Okay, but we built our area. So now I need to go get my colonist over here. Yeah, I'm working on an RPG Colony Sim Roguelite with procedural terrain. Might try it when it comes out. Yeah, don't hold your breath. Come back in 5 years and we'll see if it's ready. Forage within area. Wait. Why isn't the area there? 0.369. I was able to get lower than that. It's a very nice number though. Wait, what? Why can't... What is this called? Yeah, so it's all like procedural terrain. So here's like the world. This is all like procedurally generated, like, you know, like Minecraft. Every seed is different, you know. We've got like the underground caves and stuff. It's all just like placeholder assets for now. So all the trees and stuff, it's all placeholder. But yeah, you got like different caves to like go and explore. Nothing down here that's exciting yet, but there will be, hopefully someday. Hopefully someday. Okay, why don't you have the areas listed? Okay, let's figure that out. Pause for a second. Okay, let me get the, what is it, make area options? Make within area options. Of course, of course. Don't know why that's there, but yeah. It's so hard to make games. It is. It's a slog. It is a slog. Yeah, why I got no areas here? Oh god, he got all messed up, didn't he? Okay, popping back, okay. By the way, subscribe. Well, I appreciate that. Thanks, man. Appreciate the sub. Okay, what do we got here? I got zero areas. Wait, what? Okay. Get buildings by class. Okay, let's look at this. Building object actor. Get buildings by... What is it? By class? Oh, I need the colony controller. I'm in the wrong class. There we go. There it is. There it is. Yes, sirree. Yes, indeed. There it is. The building class is... Did I have that set properly? It is building area. I am passing in the BP, yes. What is my buildings, what do we got here? Nothing. Okay, so it didn't even get added to my colony. Is that, what did I mess up that did that? Okay, so interesting. Okay, so the areas are not getting added to my colony. Why aren't the areas getting added to my colony anymore? They are supposed to. The building base object, pull up the building component as well. Okay. Complete change building. What function? It's like some placement function, right? I didn't spell place right. That's why nothing showed up there. Place as blueprint. Start placement. Where's the finish? Is it finished? Finish build? I've been writing notes about a game I would like to make, and it's so fun just throwing ideas. Hey, I have a lot of fun doing that too. I definitely get that. Can't imagine how much fun it is when you actually see it to come to fruition. Yeah, when things start to come together and you nail it, it is a lot of fun. But then the time it takes to do so, you start to realize that coming up with the ideas is the easiest part. And so that can be pretty demoralizing, you know what I mean? But you just got to keep going, just kind of take it day by day. That's why I don't have a name for it. I'm not getting too attached to it, you know what I mean? Just kind of like whatever I can get done, I'm happy with, right? You know, I try not to set expectations for myself and just kind of keep going because it's fun. But I guess, yeah, start placement object. Destroy placement building. Where do I... What am I doing? What am I doing here? I'm gonna just look for where we spawn things. Spawn. And finish build. So if we're in area resizing mode, where do I add it to the colony? Colony, right there. So I start placement build. So, oh, there's no colony here. Did I mess that up? This is start placement build op, and this is when when does this happen? I basically only want to set that when it's a area, right? I forget what order these happen in, so let me see here. Yeah, so this is when it starts. Destroys the old one, spawns a new one, sets it as a placement object. Yeah, but this starts as built, no? Start placement build object. Have a great stream, brother. Thank you, appreciate it. Appreciate it, Worm Buffet. Go enjoy your worm breakfast. If that is your real name. Let me close other tabs. I just want this function and this function. Replacement build object. Destroy placement build object. Yeah, when should I assign the colony? I guess I haven't tested this since I changed the flow of building an area. Finish area placement. I guess I should probably do it here. Right? So let's stop this. Stop. Okay, yeah, I understand. Set colony. Set belongs to colony. And then I would need to do this. And then do I have like the... I don't know if I have like the interacting or the placing actor or whatever there. So do I want to set it? Because like I don't want to set it here because technically it's not like built yet, right? It's not like built yet here. We can finish area placement. And it's kind of annoying that I would have to do this. Building component, blah, 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 blah. Let's just get like... Should I make a function for this real quick? I think so. Let's just shoehorn it in. Let's just shoehorn it in. We can do a pure cast here. So let's set the belongs to colony once we finish placing the build there. And I guess I don't need the casted version of it. Oh, it's so ugly. Okay. Let's run it back. And I'm doing a serialized version of my procedural terrain here. I was thinking that it was going to be faster, but it didn't actually turn out to be that much faster. So usually this is where we would actually be generating the terrain and stuff like that, but instead we're just loading it from disk, a pre-generated version of it. Here we go. There it is. So welcome in, everyone. I'm working on a video game. It's an RPG, going to be an RPG Colony Sim Roguelite combination of genres with procedural terrain. Terrain will be destructible as well. And I have AI generated quests as well. So here's the world map. But this is what we're working with. So this gets generated for every world. Each of these are like zones and stuff like that. And each zone theoretically should have like a different terrain noise to it. So the terrain should be different. It should have a different biome as well. Right now I only have like 4 or 5 different terrain noises and 2 different biomes. So the biome would be like all the assets spawned in the zone. It's all placeholder stuff for now. But these zones have like different names. Like this is Blightwood Thicket. This is Cinder Wastes. What is this? Iron Peak Ridge, Grimfang Woods, Red Dragon Crag, Beast Lord's Lair, Ashenbloom Abyss. And so Ashenbloom Ridge right next to each other. Frostbane Crag. You know, so these should all like create like interesting zones and stuff like that. Do you have day-night cycles? Not yet. No, haven't touched any of that stuff. We will have it though. How long have I been coding? I've been coding since I was like 16, so I've been coding for like 14 years now. How long have I been working on this game though? Over 2.5 years. Adder, welcome in, my dude. Adder, I updated the area shader to do the depth culling, so you don't see the back faces anymore. And I can add like outlines and stuff to it. Isn't that cool? I did the depth culling actually. Give me like some give me some round corners, yeah. Make the corners kind of like stand out a little bit there. Almost like dotted, you know. I can change the colors and stuff like that. Yeah, it looks. But I found out like check this out though. This is weird. I literally just found this out before the stream, or right when the stream started. So this is at 0.34 opacity. If I go down to 0.33, look what happens. I can see all the back faces. The depth culling doesn't work. I found out that 0.34 is the lowest I can go, and I don't know why. I have no idea why. Please do some gnarly sunsets and sunrises when you do. I will do that just for you. I will do that just for you. I also have underground caves, which is something a lot of games don't do. For basically when you do concavity for your terrain, it creates a fucking lot of issues. A lot of issues, but it's worth it. It's very cool. Nothing is down here yet, but I will spawn some monsters and ore and stuff, all of Minecraft, you know. Give you some reason to go down in there. So we got some like nice little tunnels here that you can follow. Did you try writing into Z-Buffer? So I don't know anything about shaders and rendering, really. I am using pixel depth, is what I'm using for that. But anyways, this should be, is this in the colony now? That's the whole point of me doing that. It's not! What the frick, man? What the freak, man? Okay. This is procedurally generated? Yes, sir. Yes, indeed. Okay, where'd my guy go? Where'd he fucking go? Oh, there he is. Come here, you. I want you to forage within an area. What is our buildings? It's empty. What? Set belongs to colony. Make mimic if you can, that instantly kill if you're too greedy. Yeah, I'll add that to the list. I'll add that to the 72-page long list of things to do in the game. I mean, I followed an Unreal Engine tutorial for that depth culling, so I'm not sure if this Z-Buffer method you speak of is how Unreal handles things or not. Or if it'll be more or less efficient. Okay, so it's like when it spawns, right? When it spawns, I add it into the init building colony. There's the colony. Colony belongs to colony. I need to add building to, I need to call that function. That's what I need to do. Okay. Apologies. Apologies. So I need to actually add building to colony. Do I need to set, and if I add it, can we just like automatically set it? Let's do this as well. Building belongs to colony equals this, just in case it doesn't already have that. Same shit as the Z buffer depth is all axis in UE. So it sounds like whatever I'm doing uses the Z buffer under the hood. Sounds like it. Any thoughts on procedural generated games players experience versus handcrafted? You know, both are great, man. You just have to, I think you can't, I think it's just important to not treat the procedural generation as like the game. You know what I mean? Oh, damn. I think I broke it. Well, let me check if this works. I may need to restart here. Oh, I can't. Okay, we have to rebuild. Because I compiled a blueprint at runtime. We're not even done with live coding yet. Not even done with live coding yet. Yeah, like the handcrafted thing is always going to be better. But when I think of a game with a lot of replayability, handcrafted games are never at the top of that list, right? That's where the procedural generation really shines. But I think it's important to not treat the procedural generation as the main part of the game, or like the main draw of the game. If you do, you have to do it at a very high level. And the only game that does that is No Man's Sky. And we all know how that launch was, right? It's a great game now, but when it launched, it was woefully missing features. So it's difficult to do. But if you just treat the procedural generation as like a backdrop to the actual game and just a way for players to experience the gameplay, I think it works really well. And you can do all sorts of combinations therein of like, you know, I could do procedurally generated terrain, and I'm gonna be doing points of interest. I can do handcrafted points of interest, right? And with the built-in PCG tools in Unreal Engine, you know, doing like a handcrafted procedural generated point of interest, where it's like it is handcrafted and specifically made with design considerations in mind, but it's slightly different each time, you know. Like, so it's becoming more and more of a gradient scale of handcrafted to procedural generation. And the future is handcrafted. Yeah. So, I mean, Adder, I think you're saying probably something similar to what I'm about to say was like, yeah, it's no longer, is it procedural generated? Is it handcrafted? There's a gradient, right? There's a gradient scale. And like, no one hand places foliage or trees anymore. No one has done that for a long time, right? No one has done that for like 2 decades. So even trees, like you'd have a brush for it, which would procedurally place the trees, even if you hand put them in an area on the landscape. So now we have PCG where we can just use some noise to define it and stuff like that. So you just have to treat it specifically. That is, I guess, the moral of the story. It's not there. What the freak, man? I don't know why I'm saying that today. Add building to colony. Oh, did that run? That did finally run. Okay. What's the name of this game? It's called My Project at the moment. It's empty. Wait, what? Okay. Put a breakpoint there. Oh, okay. We have to rebuild. But yeah, welcome in everyone. Welcome to the stream. Happy Tuesday. I am working on a game. It is an RPG Colony Sim Roguelite. So I'm thinking something like Vanilla WoW combat and classes and skills plus RimWorld level of Colony Sim plus like a Hades-ish roguelite. You know, very godsy. Although I'm probably not going to use Greek mythology. I'll probably create my own. I think probably fits. Maybe procedural gods. Why not? Although that feels kind of weird. Okay, so I need to make sure this add building to colony works. We have the breakpoint in there. Okay. We're going to go over to just the test level for this real quick so we can iterate on it a little bit faster. So we haven't even placed it. Default player. Okay, so it should be in the colony. Okay, when does a remove ever get called then? So this is technically in the colony. We add it again. It's there. Okay. Remove never got called. Join my colony. I want you to forage. Okay, what? It works now? It works now? What? Okay, so that didn't need to oh, you know what? Do you know what? This has to do with serialization, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Okay, let's load. So yeah, we're loading the procedural terrain right now. Which, yeah, I should just run it from scratch. It's a lot more fun to watch when you run it from scratch. Okay, let's see what happens when I build a building. Place it. Yeah, what's my colony? Unknown. Yeah, that's why. There is no colony. There is no colony. I thought I handled that. Keep up the good work, bro. Thank you, man. You keep up your good work. Colony is null. Yeah, okay. I thought I serialized that. Okay, what happened here? Wait, where is on serialize is here, right? Oh, it's just the colonies list that I'm serializing. Not the default colony. Yeah. Okay, so I need to pop that back in to the default player colony. Yeah, I don't know what form I want this to take yet. Or like, because I do want multiple colonies. I want the player to build multiple colonies. I think that's really fun. Multiple towns, you know. Player can be in control of all of them if they should so choose. I think it'd be really cool to be able to like install governments in different, like you build a town, let's say like you just don't want to run it anymore. Maybe you don't really feel like you're connecting with the colony sim part of the game and you just want the RPG part of the game. And so you're like, yeah, I'm kind of done with this colony. I'm going to let it run itself. So you pick like one of the colonists to be a leader and like you can pick like a style of government or something. And then it kind of just becomes its own faction, you know? I mean, it would already be its own faction before that point as well. Yeah, do I want to specifically serialize the default colony? Because like when the character places a building, they're gonna have to like pick what colony it should be for, right? Which is kind of an annoying decision you have to make in game. Let me think about that. It's like when you're placing buildings, you don't want to have to like select or something every time. It's kind of annoying. I could base it on like just the proximity, but that's even kind of weird. Like what if you're like in between two colonies? Maybe you just selected it. Maybe it's selected up front or something. I don't know. Right now I've just been using the default colony. So right now there's only really one colony. I mean, I guess what we can just do here is like default colony equals, yeah, colonies, something like that. And this will only be if the archive is loading and there is a colony already. So yeah, live coding that, and then I think we got to restart. I mean, this should work, right? This should still work. It's saved. The default colony is saved. It just ain't there. So that's what we'll do for now. I'm gonna write down a to-do for me. So I only have 67 pages, so my to-dos are getting a little light. So let's add something else here. Tasks. I'm just gonna say, figure out how to handle multiple colonies. And that's pretty vague. That is pretty damn vague. Duchess, run it. Ripro, welcome in. Hello to you all. Live coding is working exceptionally slow today. Yeah, maybe I should bump up the procedural terrain algorithm rewrite a little higher to be able to iterate on this faster. Praise be. Yeah, I did not do my daily Hail Marys for the live coding gods. Okay, so let's just reload. Yes, thank you. And then we should be placing it in the right colony. So everything was working. It was a user error. User error. Okay. I need a loading screen. Be nice if I could tell how many chunks have been loaded, you know? There we go. Okay. Does that show up? Join my colony. Welcome aboard, sir. Forage within area. It's there. Okay, we fixed it. Okay, now we can test our foraging here. There was a little cluster of mushrooms I wanted to test over here. There we go. Okay. There's one like underground there. Let's see. So we're gonna go there, just a small there. Okay, so go forage within that area. Where'd you go, buddy? Where'd you go, buddy? There he is. Okay. Hang on, let me start the vlogger too. Vlogger is open, so 1 second. Let me put some breakpoints in here. In my forage handler. Let's get closest within area. Yeah, so let's put a breakpoint here. That's what I want to see. Okay, go forage within area, area 2. Okay, so he queried the points within the area. What did we get? Closest in area. Null. Fuck. Okay. Okay, it did not work. It did not work. Okay, let's try that again. Get closest within area. Okay. Get area built. I wonder if we never even hit it. Where are you? Area actor. We do be having that. Okay, we do get past it. We do have some data here. Get hit object location. Wow, we did not get... Wait, we did not get any further? What? Okay, I'm gonna keep trying. A follow. Prince Rain, thank you. Welcome in. Bill comment. Yeah, what did we get here? I do have an area overlap. It's just the dynamic chunk mesh, though. Oh, I see. I'm only doing building and terrain. Hello? Who is that? Megatron. No, it's John Cena. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in.
Why are you running?
Why are you running?
Why are you running?
Oh, snap, the raid. Put it in reverse. Thank you for the raid. Me Megatron. Welcome in. How is your stream? You can't see me. I can't see anything.
What the dog doing?
What the dog doing? Welcome in, everyone. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate that. I should shout out you before I forget. Shout out. Here you go. I am working on a video game. It's an RPG, Colony Sim Roguelite, with procedural, destructible terrain, and AI-generated quests. This is all procedurally generated. Here's the world. Here's just a small section of the world. I have underground caves. Going to be very, very a la Minecraft here with these caves. I will eventually have ore and monsters and stuff spawned in here. Nothing down here yet. Just kind of random stuff. It's all like placeholder assets for now. I don't even have a name for my game. It's just called My Project. So it's all placeholder. Everything's up in the air. And we're working on colonist tasks today. So I have some colonists that I can get to do things. Your primary bar looks like at least 2 to 3 icons. Okay, I did borrow some icons from WoW. I borrowed them. I will give them back. Don't worry. I will give them back. I also borrowed some animations and some sound effects from WoW as well. Here's my colonist. So we're working on getting him to do things, right? Getting him to do things. I didn't know there's a caves. Oh, shoot, what happened? That looks awesome. Thank you. Yeah, tell us about your stream, though. What were you working on and how did it go? BRB. Okay, you BRB if you need to. Please do not feel obligated to hang around. Are the voxels deformable? So, not inherently voxelized, but yeah, it will be deformable. So, pardon my absolutely terrible animation here, but here is my proof of concept for it being deformable. It does get deformed. It's not working, obviously, very well. That is like way too many vertices generated, right? Way too many. But yeah, let me tell you guys a bit about the game and like what I'm envisioning for it. So first of all, here's the world. It's going to be RPG Colony Sim Roguelite, like I said. Here is the world map so far. So I'm only generating a very small radius, like this big. Each pixel on here is a terrain chunk. Each terrain chunk is 12,000 Unreal Schmeckles. So here's a terrain chunk. That is one terrain chunk. The map is 128 by 128 pixels. So that's about 1.5 kilometers big. So it's a pretty big map, right? And here are all the terrain chunks. And there are some underground ones as well. So it's big. It's big. These are all the different zones. Sorry to raid and run. Adulthood beckons. I feel you. Good luck with the adulthood. And thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. I hope you have a great rest of your day. You're in a team? No, this is all solo so far. I'm all solo so far. Here's the world map. Each of the different colors is like a different zone. Right now they represent the biomes, but I only really have 2 different biomes right now. I have like a forest and a meadows, but eventually we'll have a bunch of different fun biomes to work within. Coffee Then Code. I love that name. Thank you for the follow and welcome in. But I have like some AI generated names to these zones. Like this is called the Obsidian Sea, the Abyss of Darkness, the Land of Unicorns. Right next, you guys didn't know this, but the Abyss of Darkness is right next door, right down the street from the Land of Unicorns. Mistwood Hollow, see, that's a better name. The Prisoner's Cell of Confinement, apparently that's an entire zone. Let's see, let's find some good names. Waterstone Lake, that's not a bad one. Starfall Crag, Ashenspire Hollow, Frostfang Hollow, Nethergate Pass, Skull Rock. So it's all like AI generated names for these zones, and they're just purely random at the moment. Eventually I'll be like encoding what is in the zone and passing that to the AI to name them. And we'll have the AI generated quests and stuff that will take place within these zones. I am distinctly making these zones separate things with names because I want to tell like different stories within the different zones for the Colony Sim RPG combination. And so if you think about a game like Minecraft or like Valheim, they have biomes as well, procedurally generated biomes as well, but they just kind of like seamlessly blend from one to another. I am taking a bit different approach where each one of these zones is, right now it's just surrounded by mountains. And the white dots are the zone entrance chunks, and so that's how that's where a break in the mountains would be. That's how you would get from zone to zone. And so if you think about a game like WoW, like specifically Vanilla WoW, I am a man of culture. Okay, so Vanilla WoW, all of the zones are kind of confined. They're contained. They have specific entrances and exits, and I think that does a really nice job of like encapsulating it and creating a sense of exploration within the zone. Like you cross the threshold from, you know, Barrens into Ashenvale, and it goes from like a African savanna type zone to like an enchanted forest type zone, and it's a really cool transition. And I think it creates a really cool experience for the player of exploration. And so that's one way you can get from zone to zone. Now there's also, you know, the randomized caves can go from one zone to the other. And so the mountains that I'm talking about, if I take a look here, you can see one mountain range here. This is the edge of a zone, right? So this zone has like kind of small hills, mountains type noise, and then this zone up here has really large looking mountains. So two different terrain noises, two different zones, same texture. But the way you would get from zone to zone is by looking for the zone entrance chunk, which I guess is that way. Maybe I can actually go find it. Let's go find it. If coffee, it was if coffee then code, but it sounded weird. Oh, I get that one. Maybe if coffee then code. That makes sense to me. They're both good names though. The order is right about like a year's subscription to my coffee fix today. Oh hell yeah. Yeah, with enough coffee creativity and cursing, anything can be accomplished. Okay, yeah, so PCG likes to cache everything and garbage collect very heavily, so that's the hitching that we're seeing here. Do we have the zone, the entrance? Yeah, I think we do, actually. I think we do. It's just there's more mountains. There's just, so the mountain range is this right now. And then I think this is going from the new zone. But then there's just another mountain in that zone. So not much of an entrance, is it? Just ordered a dump truck worth. Oh, can you order coffee in dump truck units? Who's your coffee supplier? Because I also need I need a dumpy full of coffee, please. So here's where we get a different texture in this zone. I have a couple different textures too. I need to blend them still. They're not blended across terrain chunks, so that's another thing I need to do. What is running right now that is making me take only 20 FPS? But yeah, I've got, like I said, I got, what else do I have in the game? I got like a building system in the game. I have dynamic tree chopping. So these are all like procedurally spawned static meshes. And it's really laggy right now. This is a terrible demo. What is running? Hang on, what is running right now? Hang on, let's get a, oh, now it's good. What was running that was dropping my frame rate to 0? Then is it that what is waiting for here? Of course I run that and I get just this big block of nothing. But I guess it's fine now. Are we good now? No, we're not. Oh, the vlog is recording. Yeah, we need to stop that. Yeah, that'll do it. So I built my own ECS system as well because I want the whole world to be running at all times, right? And so what that means is, like, even when the player isn't around, I still want your, you know, if you built a colony way on the other side of the world, I still want that colony to be running, right? If you send colonists out to go chop wood, I want them to actually have to run to the trees, chop them down, bring the logs back. And if there's any wolves or bandits in the forest, then they'll get attacked by those bandits, whether you're there or not. Like, a lot of games will just do like kind of a sphere of influence, or they'll fake it in some way. Like, they'll maybe just run some equation where, oh, you have 4 colonists chopping wood, that means 40 wood per hour or whatever. Something like that. Apparently, I have so many vlogs that it's taking forever to clear. Ever clear. So let's just rerun it.
Hello.
Oh, another raid. Shawnee B, welcome in. John Cena. We're just getting raided so hard today.
Why are you running?
Why are you running?
Why are you running?
Put it in reverse.
Put it in reverse. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome. I need to rebuild.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
What the dog doing?
What the dog doing? ECS is entity component system. It's like a really efficient way of like running thousands and thousands of entities. So Unreal Engine has mass, which is a built-in one. I didn't like it, so I wrote my own. But yeah, I want like even in the world we were running around in, there was like 2,000, 1 to 2,000 entities walking around, all simulated, like fully simulated. And so there's a lot of design considerations and technical considerations I need to make to make that work, right? And like I had to rewrite, not rewrite, but like I kind of wrote my own collision system as well, because none of the entities have collision or anything. So we will show the algorithm. By the way, Shawnee B, how's your stream? What did you do? Tell me how it was. There's the procedural terrain algorithm there. And we'll chop some more trees and stuff. Yeah, there's the procedural terrain running, doing its thing. We can explore. Maybe we can explore a couple new seeds here as well. We'll get this ran. Here I am. And I just wanted to show the entities in the procedural dynamic tree chopping. There are many different kinds of ECS. There are. But here's my dynamic tree chopping. So I've not seen the game do this. And so wherever your axe connects with the tree is where it chops it, right? And so if I were to like chop it up here, when I get all the way through, it'll fall from there. And then I get wood commensurate to the volume of the chopped tree. And then I can continue to chop and create just like a little stumpy guy. And the physics are 100% production ready. And so yeah, that's how you'll get some resources for the building and stuff. I have a little building system here. You know. So you apply the resources, and then you'll spend some time constructing, and this is because all the colonists are going to have like a construction skill level. So it'll take longer or shorter based on their skill level, and they could have a chance to like botch the construction and stuff like that. Very a la RimWorld. Very a la RimWorld. Where are my entities at? There's some. But yeah, we got a bunch of guys just wandering around. Let me get a bow on here. Oh, do you not have a path? Okay, this is a little unfair. Oh god. Oh god, the casters are actually really hard to fight. Oh, he got my ass. Okay, the dot killed him though. The dot killed him. If I murder all my colonists, can I play solo? Yeah, so like, there's gonna be, I guess if this game ever gets released, which, you know, exclamation mark, remind me 5 years. Let's do a new seed. 392, 393. Yeah, if the game ever gets released, I imagine I'll get a lot of players that, oh, here's a zone entrance trunk right there. Perfect. I might get a lot of players that are only interested in the Colony Sim side of things, that might only be interested in the RPG side of things, you know? So yeah, I do want that to be totally possible. Like, I'm planning for the start of the game to just be, it plops you down in the world, something similar to this. And you just get to start running around and you can find colonists and recruit them, start building a colony if you want to, or you can run around and interact with all the AI ran, not AI, but like NPC ran colonies and stuff like that. Does the game will be PvP or just PvE? Well, I hope for it to be multiplayer. You know, something like, you know, how Valheim or Minecraft works. So hopefully, and of course, like what is happening here? What is happening here? Of course this is happening. But yeah, I hope for it to be multiplayer and to, you know, players are set up their own servers and stuff like that. So, you know, I hope to allow whatever rule set you want to do. My sound is unfortunately muted for meetings, but watching the terrain pop in is so sad. It is fun to watch. It is fun to watch. And we'll grab a new seed here too. Just explore some seeds for a second here. 394. But yeah, I'll have to make some... Okay, this is a middle of the ocean seed, but I'll have to make some design considerations to allow only one or only the other type of play style or gameplay loop or something. Oh my god, what is happening? Okay, this is what... I have never gotten this before. This is a new one. I'm doing execute if bound, like... I'm literally checking. The pointer is being checked for validity. What more do you want from me? Tim Sweeney, damn it. Damn you, Tim Sweeney. Can I have flying sheep like in black and white? I'm not familiar. Flying sheep was not on the list. I can add it though. Remix AoE2 music? Yeah, we got the whole lo-fi old school games track. We got some Legend of Zelda in there too, some WoW songs. Bits and hits on YouTube, by the way, so if you're into that, look them up. It's a great little track. Okay, new seed time. Hopefully we won't crash. Fingers crossed. Yeah, we get a nice red zone here. And this is my meadows biome here. This is the meadows. I think this is ocean out here. Yeah, this is ocean. Technically ocean. Yeah, so we are in the Verdant Hollow, which is next to Imberfall Basin, Underpass, the Inca Mountain of Gold, and the City of Light. What is that coming from? These assertions are getting out of hand. Are you working on this project for a year? I am working on this project. Are you asking how long I've worked on it? I've worked on it for over 2.5 years now, almost 3. El Dorado? I know, right? But yeah, we got a nice red zone here. I need some more assets and stuff. I need to do some more biomes. I want to like change the color of the grass to like red and stuff, you know. But there will be like foraging skills, mining skill, construction, medical potentially as well. I don't know how that's going to interact with the healing system within the game. Different crafting, you know, leatherworking, blacksmithing, that kind of stuff, enchanting, all that. Tree chopping. There's some hemp over here I can grab. Let's see, does this guy... Okay, let's grab an AI generated quest here too. Show that off a little bit. Come here, you. Generate quest. Okay, so I'm sending an API request to the Gemini API where I've dumped my entire item database in there along with like everything that's spawned in the world. And I just said like, hey, give me a JSON object for an RPG fantasy quest. Video game quest. This is Nerine Breyer, a 25-year-old female human mage who is greedy and lazy. Nerine, coming from a wealthy family, never learned the value of hard work. Used to getting what they wanted, and became accustomed to taking shortcuts. In her adulthood... Oh my god, I hate this so much. I hate it so much. Why are you doing this to me? The crashes. These are on my list to fix. I swear they're on my list to fix. I wanted to do colony tasks. I didn't want to fix this shit. And of course I get 2 raids and it's just happening all the time now. But I should have gotten a response from the API with that background information. Like like the AI takes that background information and makes a quest out of it, you know? New seed. 397. Black and white, you played as a god hand and could be benevolent or malicious. That sounds fun. I like that. Where am I? And you had to raise a creature that you could train by praising or punishing if let alone to entertain. Is that an old what? I've never heard of that game. Is that an old game or a new game? I suppose I can generate a quest from an enemy as well. He doesn't have the right to... Okay, generate quest. What's your name? Joral Hunter, who is a 35-year-old male human paladin who's bloodthirsty and ruthless. Joel was raised on tales of heroism and glory, fueling their desire to become a legendary warrior like their ancestors. Joel's pursuit of justice is often brutal and unforgiving. I can't even read. Their ruthlessness is feared by enemies and allies alike. Let's see if I got the response back. I didn't. Did I generate one? I don't know. We'll have to wait for a second. Early 00s, huh? The early 2000s. Very old. That sounds ahead of its time, though. Do we have one yet? There it is. Okay. O'Caven's Troubles. Apparently, I'm a warlock. Because he says, Warlock, I need you to travel to O'Caven and investigate the source of their troubles. Focus on the cursed amulet. Find out who possesses it, what its origins are, and how it's affecting the village. Bring me solid, irrefutable proof. And so my quest panel is here on the left. O'Caven's Troubles. Joral Hunter wants me to investigate the problems plaguing O'Caven. He suspects a cursed amulet is to blame and wants proof of its influence. And so my objectives are... Guy, can you stop? You're getting really close, and I'm getting uncomfortable. Personal space, please. Sir, no. I need to explore O'Caven. I need to talk to 3 villagers and obtain amulet proof. And so, why don't you just go to O'Caven yourself? The townsfolk are wary of outsiders, especially paladins. My presence would only cause panic and close off any chance of finding the truth. A warlock skulking around. Well, that's less likely to raise suspicion, isn't it? What kind of proof are you looking for? Anything that clearly links the amulet to the village's misfortune. A ritual site, corrupted artifacts, testimonies from reliable witnesses. Use your skills. Find irrefutable evidence, not just rumors and hearsay. I'll investigate O'Caven. Good. I expect results, Warlock. Do not disappoint me. So, yeah, a lot of the work will be, like, getting those grounded into the world. Like, it was referencing places that didn't exist, so once I start passing in the zone names and stuff like that, it'll be a lot better, I think. And it'll add flavor to the quest as well. And I do have it, like, the JSON object it gives me, I have an array for, like, things to spawn into the world. And I've actually successfully gotten the AI to basically spawn things into the world, which is kind of cool. It does a terrible job of picking where, so I'll probably have to do that myself. It doesn't really understand 3D coordinates all that well. Shocking, I know. Shocker. But yeah, that's kind of a rundown of all the systems I have in the game so far. I can talk a bit about the technical things that I'm doing to run the whole world. And what we're looking at right now is the nav mesh. That's the shaded part. And so these terrain chunks, like, they're not just invisible here, they don't exist. The meshes do not exist. And what I do is I just save the... Like, I have 3 different compute shaders that calculate the terrain, the procedural terrain. And what I get from those compute shaders is an array of vertices, an array of triangles, basically. And then with that, I can create meshes. But for these ones right here that aren't shown, I have that data, but I have not created the mesh yet. And so what I can do is I can take that data and I can export it to the nav mesh. The nav mesh knows how to interpret that and display it as the exact same nav mesh that would be there if the terrain was rendered. That same data I can store in a spatial data structure, like a bounding volume hierarchy, which is just a very efficient way to iterate over spatial data. And this is how collision works under the hood, right? They do something along those lines. And it basically just creates kind of like an octree almost. Not an octree, but like it splits the world up into like a grid, and then it stores at each point in the grid that it belongs to. And so rather than needing to iterate over every triangle and check for a line segment triangle intersection on each one, which is what I was doing at first, not very performant. Instead, I can use the bounding volume hierarchy, the BVH, and I can get line traces and collision that way. And so that's what I use for PCG, because usually with PCG, you need collision. And so in my forest PCG graph here, I have a couple of my own nodes, one of which is my chunk surface sampler, which samples that very same data. And so I do a bunch of line traces through that data to determine things like, you know, where should these trees spawn? What does this point represent? Is the point, you know, is it a dirt or grass? Because I have the vertex data as well. So you can see like there's a little bit of stone there as well. So I can determine like, you know, should like there's no this grass doesn't spawn on the dirt because I can cull it because all the sampled points have that information. And so it works for the caves and stuff as well. So it kind of PCG just knows that there's going to be a cave here. And so I can preemptively spawn them, and they're all nanite, so they'll you know, render efficiently. No need to call them or anything, which is why they're there before the actual chunk is there. And these affect the navigation, right? These trees affect navigation, so that's why I need them there. There's actually, like, all the grass and stuff, I don't run. I don't do that. Same with anything that doesn't affect the navigation, right? I don't display to save on memory. And a combination of the ECS system with the way I do these terrain chunks and rewriting the collision all allows everything to run on the background thread, essentially. And so it's been very, very efficient. And like right now, I don't know how many NPCs do I have right now? Actually, not that many. I only have like 1,000 running. Sometimes you know, I've gotten up to 2,000, and they just kind of spawn on a per chunk basis right now. They don't really do anything. And like eventually, like these guys just like these enemies don't have any logic or anything really. They just wander around and do combat. So I'll end up turning those guys off to save on performance. But the colonists rather, they will be fully simulated at all times. And some more things I do is like I do vertex animated instant static meshes. So these aren't, none of these, there's no actors on the screen right now. None of these are actors. They're all vertex animated, which is like where you take an animation, you bake it to a texture, and then you can do all your animation on the GPU. So like essentially free, right? Very, very efficient and performant. And then when I get close to them, they switch into an actor. So whenever they have the bar over their head, that's when they're the actor. And you can't really tell. There's like one frame of like flicker that I need to fix, but like, you know, it's pretty hard to tell. Pretty hard to tell. And that's what I'll be doing to efficiently render and animate them off in the distance. Using a raw prompt and response of Gemini, or using the Gemini function system? Just a raw prompt and response, yeah. I've seen the function thing, but I haven't, like, because all I need is a JSON object, so maybe I could turn on like the formatted response or whatever. I think there's an option for that, but it's honestly pretty good. Like, very few times do I get a JSON response that's not valid, right? Happens very little already. And I'm still using like that 2.0 in my request. I'm not even using the new like 2.5 stuff, so could be even better. And I do have it to where it can give me quest chains as well. And eventually I'll be passing in all because like the reason I'm using Gemini, not like OpenAI, is because cost, latency, context window. Like those are the three things that are important to me. Gemini wins on all those fronts, right? It's faster, it's so cheap, and it has the biggest context window. It's got the 1,000,000 token context window. So I'm just gonna pass in like everything that's happened in the game. And so hopefully all the quests kind of build on top of each other. There will a lot of work there. There's a lot of work to do there, but that's the idea. I've had a lot of trouble actually getting it to generate run-of-the-mill quests. I'll probably need a specific prompt for that. Because like I need some like you do need some fetch quests, right? You need a few fetch quests sprinkled in there so that the epic quests feel epic, right? I'm a big fan of negative space in games. You need that, like you need the empty areas, you need the shitty quests, you need the shitty gear, you need the shitty abilities to make all the good stuff feel really good when you get it, right? So I think I need some shitty quests, is what I'm saying. And I know not everyone agrees with that, and I think it's actually something that a lot of games do very poorly now, is they make everything too epic. So it's just kind of a muted, monotone vibe to the game. The function is basically a formatted request and response. You declare the structure you always get with no hallucination. Definitely check it out. Yeah, I have seen it, and I do intend to check it out. It's all just like proof of concept at the moment, so nothing super crazy. I got some rudimentary talent trees too. I think I'll end up. I need to rewrite gas. I'm using the gameplay ability system, and turns out it's not very performant when you have 200 things in combat. That's the most that's my bottleneck right now for the ECS system, is that all of the gameplay executions need to happen on the game thread. And they take like 100 microseconds, which when you have hundreds of things in combat is too slow. Too slow. So I can get about 200 in combat at 30 FPS. So, I mean, not bad, right? I should never really have more, like in a single area, I should never have more than like 200. But, you know, with the world being this big, and again, I'm only generating like this big of a radius around it. Like there could be combat going on all over the place, right? So there very well could be more than 200 in combat at a time. So I've already overridden. I guess either one works, but I've already overridden a good chunk of it, just to not be so annoying and not require things like a new gameplay effect and new gameplay tag for every single cooldown on every single ability. So I'll need to do some more. But thank you for the follows, guys. Bacon Guy, In a Daze, Binkin Lagosla. Thank you all. And welcome in, everyone. The NPC has to walk at sub walk speed across the world to show you where you pick up apples. Yes, the escort quest. Well, thankfully, I already have a few. Oh, are you guys stuck, like, trying to grab... Yeah, you guys are both stuck trying to grab the mushroom. Check this out. Yeah, I already have some rudimentary following. Come here. Look at that. He can follow me. When I get too far away, the interaction ends. I need to do some PCG optimizations because it's getting quite laggy. Took me a while to learn that sometimes players want a low stakes excuse to push buttons, especially if they're learning how to play. Yeah, that's good. I think there's also like a completionist aspect of it too. Like in WoW, nothing is more fulfilling than having a quest log full of completed quests that you can go turn in batch, right? That is really satisfying. Like, you go to a town, you get a bunch of quests, you go out in the world, you complete them in like a nice little arc or a nice little circle, a nice path that you as the player have determined. Like, this is the path I want to complete these quests in. And then you come back, you turn them all in, you get a bunch of shit. It's a really fun experience. And they don't need to be like... yeah, like super crazy quests or anything like that. Like, we don't need to take down a Dark Souls boss every time we leave, you know, the colony or the town or whatever. Do you mind if I ask what your Amuse system is? Oh, it's just like a Spotify player. It's just a Spotify plugin for OBS. Yeah, what is lagging so hard here? It's probably PCG. PCG is usually the culprit. Indeed it is. PCG generic element. Oh, I need these stat named events on, don't I? Okay, let's try that again. Questing is pretty dope. It took me like 10 years, but I got the Lore Master. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, I got that one back in Wadalka, back when they first had the achievements. And I love the story aspect. Even if your story... You actually read the quest text, huh? You were one of the dozen people that actually read the quest text in WoW. Okay, it still doesn't give me the name of the element that's executing. What PCG element is taking 100 milliseconds to run? Did I open the right one? The Jailer did it. Yeah, it's all... Dude, the Jailer is just like... I didn't play that one. I played Battle for Azeroth and it sucked, and I haven't played since. My heyday was in Wrath of the Lich King, and then when Classic came out, I played the hell out of Classic as well. Did a lot of hardcore too, and the hardcore WoW is what made me want to do a long form roguelite. Roguelite. I don't know what to say. Roguelite, I think. I will have some meta progression to the game, and like most roguelikes or roguelites, like they have like a short run cycle time, like, you know, maybe 30 minutes to an hour. And, you die, you start over, you run again. That's the whole, there's some meta progression to the roguelite. That's how it goes. But like, if you think of like hardcore games, that is a roguelike. That is a roguelike. And when you die, you start over, but it's a long form roguelike. And it completely, when I played WoW hardcore, it completely changed the game for me. The 20-year-old game, it had a completely new light. Everything was dangerous. It felt so the world felt so impactful. And I no longer just picked, what was the best damage, right? I also had to think about survivability, which is really important if there are high stakes when you die, right? So the meta gets shifted a little bit. And so with the roguelike part of my, it's roguelite. I need to say that it's a roguelite. But the roguelite progression for me in my game is going to be, you die, you start over at level 1. But as you level up, you'll get, I'm thinking maybe like 3 different abilities to choose from every couple levels or something. I don't know what the cadence will be. But every few levels or so, you'll get a new ability to choose from. And so every class will have specific abilities, and there will be a lot of abilities to choose from. Meaning that the meta is very hard to, maybe there is a best build, but it's very hard to actually get that because it's so random, right? So as you level up, you're just kind of, I really want rolling with the punches to be like a big part of the game, because that's what RimWorld taught me, is a great game design. Is you just kind of gotta, everything sucks, everything's out to get you, you just gotta roll with the punches and keep moving forward with whatever the best you have is, right? And that's how I want you as a player to be doing as you create your build, as you're leveling up, right? And of course, as you're going out in the world, you'll be picking up some form of currency or something to spend once you die to like give you some passive bonuses or something to change the next run, maybe to increase the chance of getting a certain ability that you want to use for your next run. Maybe you can kind of like maybe try to predefine some pieces of your build next run. And then the talents will be static, and so you'll have to pick talents that complement what abilities you've got in this run. I'm thinking that there are going to be class quests out in the world, generated ones where you have to, do some kind of larger scale quest across different zones, but then at the end of it, you get a new ability unlocked. That'll go into the pool of abilities to choose from the next time. You'll get it for that run, but then the next run, that ability will start popping up. And anything you do in the world is persistent, right? So when you die, your colony is still there. Now, however long it takes you to get back after you die, however long that takes, maybe. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but maybe your colony has been attacked. So if you didn't set up your colony well enough, if you didn't set up defenses well enough, you may come back and some of your favorite colonists might be dead. Sorry, they might be dead. But if it survived, maybe, or maybe it didn't get raided, now your colony will have a bunch of resources for you, waiting for you to use. And like maybe you had like a really good blacksmith or something like that, a blacksmith colonist who can now make you better gear. So that's a form of the roguelite progression as well. Is how much you invest into your colony is going to pay off dividends when you die and you respawn and you go for your next run. You can get better gear potentially than you would have had if you didn't do that. And of course, there will be a colony tech tree, so you'll need researchers and stuff like that. Eventually I would love for there to be different races and stuff, but I'm not going to kid myself and say that this will launch with multiple races, probably just humans to start off with. But that is what I'm thinking of the roguelite part of the game. And I think it'll be really fun, just going around in the world, trying out different builds. I will have some bosses. I want to do procedural points of interest. I want to do procedural Zelda-like dungeons as well, if I can figure out how to make some Zelda-like puzzles in a procedural nature. Spawn those, of course, down in the caves. Like, imagine if you will. Where is that cave? Is that over here? Like, imagine looking down in here and you just see a fucking Balrog in front of like a giant door to a dungeon. Like, how fucking cool would that be? That's the kind of shit that I want. Or like you look down here, there's a giant goblin camp down there, And then there's a colony right over here that's the quests are all like, oh, we're getting attacked by goblins. Can you go defeat the goblin encampment down there? And maybe it's like a higher level thing, so you have to come back when you're a higher level and stuff like that. So these are all kind of like the tenets that I want to instill in the game. Very far away from all that right now. I still need to get the colony tasks online. Right now, I only have a few. I have like construction and foraging. And they don't seem to be able to pick things up. He's stuck here. He's actually hungry. Oh yeah, he's got 0 food and sleep. So he is, I have no mouth, but I must eat is essentially his life right now. That's funny. BC was my heyday. Wrath was probably the best. Yeah, you know, I thought that like Wrath Classic would be my jam when that came out, but you know, after playing Vanilla WoW, because Wrath was my heyday when I was a kid. I thought I would enjoy that most, but like after Classic, like Classic is the best for me. BC is cool, Wrath is cool, Kata sucks, sorry. But I want Vanilla. You know, I'm a Vanilla fanboy. I'm a Vanilla Andy now, as they say. BC leading 50-man pre-made AVs. Oh yeah, I remember there was like a Ventrilo you could get in, or like a TeamSpeak you could get in for like pre-made AVs, and there was a strategy that you'd win every time, and you just got like so much fucking honor for it or something. It's like, is this the Goodyear MMO? What? Oh, because I'm the Michelin man? Is that the joke? Yeah, definitely not making an MMO. Not making an MMO. What vehicles do you get as mounts? Yeah, so I don't know. I'm gonna say mounts probably not what's gonna be in this game. Probably no mounts. Certainly no flying mounts. Flying mounts trivialize the game. So here's my vision for fast travel. No fast travel either. So my vision for traveling through this world, which is very large. We're only showing like this big radius around the world, which is pretty big. And it's not it's not like linear either, right? You can't just run in a straight line from one side to the other, because each one of these dots are the entrances and exits to each zone. So I do want it to be co-op. I do want it to be multiplayer. And so like you'll have to find those entrances, or you'll have to dig through the mountain and make a path. This gnat needs to fuck right off. So it's not like it's pretty big is what I'm trying to say. But for fast travel, I want to use flight paths similar to WoW. I think that the flight paths not being like instant, and actually it is a faster way to travel. It is also a predefined path. So it's not like you can just hop on a flying mountain, go up over to the next quest hub, back down. That's essentially not an open world anymore when you do that. When you can just fly directly to where you're wanting to go with no danger. That is not an open world at that point. The flying is basically a loading screen at that point. So I do want flight paths. I think it does a great job of still making the world feel big. And it's not like disrespecting the world, but I want the player to actually have to set them up, right? So I want the player, like when they're building colonies, they will need a good animal handler colonist. So when a colonist with a really good animal handling skill, they will need to put them as the flight master. They will also need to tame, you know, some griffin or, you know, wyvern or whatever the flying thing is. The world is procedurally generated. This is all procedurally generated.
Hello.
Another raid. Hyperons, welcome in. John Cena.
Why are you running?
Why are you running?
Why are you running?
There you go, Terry. Put it in reverse.
Put it in reverse, Terry.
Put it in reverse.
Welcome in, everyone. Thank you for the raid. How was your stream, Hyperons?
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
What the dog doing?
I tuned in for a hot minute to your stream earlier this morning, but you were speaking German, so I did not understand what was going on. But welcome in. I'm talking flight paths. I'm talking fast travel in games right now. I have a procedurally generated world here. It's going to be Colony Sim RPG Roguelite. So I'm thinking like, I'm talking, you know, what makes good fast travel in games. I don't like the loading screen fast travel. I don't like when you can just willy-nilly fast travel wherever, whenever. Right? Oh god, I'm falling. Okay, we're gonna, oh no, oh no. Ah! Oh, help me, Jesus. Okay. Oh. There we go. There we go. Oof. Oof. Almost fell down there. But yeah, so for fast travel, I want the colonist to have to train, or I want the player to have to train a colonist to be a good animal handler, to have a high enough animal handling skill. And then I need that, I need you to actually tame whatever the flying mount thing is. And then you have to have that in 2 different colonies, right? And that's your flight path from one to the other, right? And so that's how I think fast travel is going to work in the game. So there is some upfront cost to it. You can't just teleport from here to there, although I think I may have portals. Super end game though, and I think there's going to be a limit to the world. I'm thinking maybe like 4 maximum portals. So you put like a portal here, over there, you know, over here, up here, you know, just to get around the world. And that's super in game. I would much rather the player set up and build their own colonies across the world to facilitate fast travel. And actually, you know, it'll do a procedural spline, I'm sure, of some sort, and you'll hop on the animal, whatever was tamed, and you'll fly to the next one, you know. And it'll be a nice little scenic route, you know. Do each mechanic as a module. Okay. I was working on big exploration vehicle and fixing and refactoring stuff. Oh, fun. Vehicular travel. Yeah, I was talking about this because I don't think I'm going to be able to do mounts or vehicles or anything like that. That's just too much for a solo, for me at least. I don't have the assets for that, you know. Is it a survival game? I just got here. It'll have survival elements to it for sure. I'm thinking more so survival light, you know, like I can go over here and chop trees, you know. Is that survival? You know, New World has tree chopping. I don't know if I'd call that survival though. Dynamic tree chopping, of course. So yeah, some survival elements, but I'm thinking more so RPG is what I'm going for. I think I want the player to have to specialize. Like, I'm thinking you can do everything, like tree chopping, foraging, gathering, mining. Like, you can do all that to a certain level. So you can have like a base level of that. But then you as a player are going to need to pick a couple to specialize in. And then also you're going to have to pick your colonist specialties. And so for like the end game stuff, you're going to have to, you know, you can't do some of it. So you're going to have to rely on your colonists. You're going to have to rely on your friends that you're playing with. Could you have planned travel, send a pawn in real time on a path you've explored at least once, then swap control that pawn? Yeah, I'm not gonna. You're thinking of something like probably Soul Mask, right? That's that game. I'm not gonna do that mechanic of like you can actually play as your colonist. I'm not gonna do that. You play as your character, and you are a member of the colony, right? And you interact with these colonists. These colonists have different personalities and opinions of you. There's faction relationships, stuff like that. But you do not control them other than like setting their task priorities, right? Setting the jobs in the colony. What game is this? This is my game. It's called My Project. It's called My Project. It doesn't have a name yet. The game I'm working on. Look at that. That falls just like a real tree, right? I do want to do the Valheim tree dominoes. I think that was a really fun mechanic in Valheim, where you chop down the... Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Okay, I fell. Well, there's a tunnel here. Oh, look at this. Dude, look at this little jump puzzle. This is just like... This is natural. I didn't make this. This is procedural. A little jump puzzle here. A little platforming. See if I can get back up over here. Yeah, I do want you to be able to build paths and stuff. But you can what I've done is like I've made this little area. I call it like a walking voxel algorithm. And so you can like specify an area if it works properly. And be like, hey, go to this area and chop like these trees, right? And so what the voxel allows you to do is specify this in a way to where, because you can't just do a box, right? Because there could be a cave right here underneath. And you don't want to accidentally send the colonist to the dangerous cave, right? So I had to do this walking voxel algorithm. Though the world is not inherently voxel based. I just kind of like generate some voxels on the fly here, which is really just like a unit of measurement at this point. And then I do the background thread collision system to determine like where all the voxels are. But then you would go up to a colonist and be like, hey, yeah, go chop trees in this area, and you can name the areas and stuff like that. So that's going to be one of the primary ways of getting colonists to do things. I would be a tank fighter blacksmith, spend my days pounding metal, then send my nights killing monsters with it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you could just, you know, I do want hunting to be kind of a thing. I don't know how I'll do, like if, because, like, what's the game? What was that Capcom game that just came out not too long ago? Where you ran around the world with a party? Dragon's Dogma, the new Dragon's Dogma game. Like, because you could think of players may want to run around in the world with their colonists, right, as like a party. I don't know if I'm going to do that. Is that like like balancing the world to either be taken on solo or with the player in a group of colonists is like kind of difficult. So I don't know, but your colony will get raided and stuff like that. So gearing up your colonist will be very important. And making sure they have good gear and stuff. Like that can be one way to set up good defenses, right? You can either build defenses, build walls, you know, build really defendable positions, or you can just gear up your colonists, level them up and stuff like that. I did make this alone. I've been working on this for over 2.5 years now, almost 3. This is Unreal Engine 5. Rope bridges, lasers, and rope climbs. Yeah, I don't know about all that. Give your colonist speed boosted roads. Yeah, I 100% will be doing that. That's actually why I like it. I have all these vertices tagged with like their data. So when I generate and show data here, like I have like whether it's a stone or dirt or grass, and I'll have this for every material, every physical material that the terrain can be made out of. I intend to have like a bug. So like if you place a road on the ground, I'll know if it's a road. I'll know to apply a speed boost to the colonists when they're walking on it. I'll also need to do some nav modifiers on roads so that colonists pathfinding considers the speed that you can do on the road, right? So they more often use the roads than not. So I'll need to handle that. And I want to create like a bug race, almost like a Zerg type race that like spreads creep. And so when you walk on creep, you slow down, right? Bugs move faster, you slow down. Very dangerous, right? Maybe you also take some damage or something, you know? Maybe you also take damage. Oh, here's my meadows biome. It's not very meadowsy. I don't think this is not supposed to be that way. So yeah, I don't know how much time do I have today. Let me see how much time I have today. Okay, I got like another hour at least. I got another hour streaming. So yeah, that's an overview of the game. And I've been working on just some colonist tasks so far. So I need to... What do I need to do here? Let's get back to work. Let's get back to work here. So I'm going to stop that. Let's regenerate the world. Honestly, I might restart the... editor's taking up 22 gigs of memory, so I'm just going to restart it. Are the red guys NPCs running around, or are they other players? Well, I'm just developing this, so there were no other players playing. So those are just NPCs. Okay, let's generate a new world. I'm not going to spawn any entities this time, so turn off spawning. So I'm going to spawn my own. Yeah, we should be spawning one colonist here. Sorry, reading a work email right now. Okay, sorry. I'm back. Do you use C++ or blueprints mainly? Mostly C++. Mostly C++. I prefer it that way. Where's my colonist at? Okay, so what did I do? So the colonist task was not doing the right collision, if I remember correctly. Or the get closest within area. Yeah, so I probably should have looked at this before. What about rivers and boat travel? Yeah, I need to do a whole water thing. Yeah, it's going to be a lot. That's going to be complicated. So don't hold your breath on that one. But yeah, I do want to have rivers and stuff. Fishing, 100. Dude, I cannot launch this without fishing. Right? I will perish before I let that happen. So I'm only doing building and terrain here. Collision object type. So this should probably be passed in. Which is what? What is it now? This guy. Okay, so we'll need to rebuild again, actually. I don't know why I didn't think about this ahead of time, did I? Did not think about this. Yeah, so update that, change signature, yes. Get closest within area. Where do I use this at? Collision object type. So I'm just gonna collision object types. Good. Good. Okay. Collision object type, get closest within an area. That's the definition. Don't care about that. Construction handler. There we go. I just want building there, actually. Just building. I think there's also some blueprints usages here as well. And then this, I believe, it's probably world static and world dynamic is what I want. Come on, Copilot. No, you're gonna be lame. What do I pay you for? What do I pay you for? And then this is the function signature. So yeah, we'll need to rebuild here. And there's probably some blueprints I need to update too. Meadows look like canyons, just a quick rename, no one will ever know. Yeah, I'm just like, I have a few different like terrain noises that was supposed to be like my Blade's Edge Mountains inspired noise, where it's like super craggy, rocky, difficult to travel, difficult to build within kind of thing. And then the biomes are just kind of random. They just kind of randomly apply to each terrain noise, but I need to do some more massaging of what terrain noises and what biomes can go together when they get generated. I do love like Minecraft and Valheim as procedural generated games, but their biomes are quite static. They're quite static. The biomes aren't different and stuff, so I want to do a little bit more there. Like, I don't want to make, like in Valheim, you know, the plains is always the first biome, or what is it? The meadows is always the first biome. It goes meadows, then you go to the dark forest, then you go to the swamp, you know. It's a linear progression through the biomes. I want mine to be more dynamic and open, right? So that they can kind of spawn anywhere and be anything. And it'll just be kind of up to you as a player to figure out what the zone is, what's in it, you know, what resources does it have, that kind of thing. Okay, so do I need to update that anywhere? I thought I would have needed to. Be closest within area? No? Okay. I guess we're good then. Let's rerun that. Okay, where's my colonist at? Did you hire NPCs to explore for you too? I'm gonna say no. That's just very hard to implement, right? It's very hard to implement. It's not at the top of the list, I'll say. Where is my colonist at? Where is he at? He should be around here somewhere. There should be one spawned. Did he spawn in a cave? Okay, well let's use we can use the vlogger. This is such a nice little glade here though. You know what I mean? Where's my vlogger at? Oh wait, do I not have one? I don't have one. I know I turned off spawning, but the spawner should still do it. Oh, I need to generate it. I guess. Why did I not think that would be the case? I still don't see him. Where are you at? There he is. He's over there. It's really cool, man. Sub. Thank you for the sub. Welcome in. Welcome. I don't know what. Welcome to the Drong pit. Welcome to the Drong squad. Okay, let's build a little area here. Grab those. There's 3 mushrooms there. I want you to grab them. Oh, okay. He only grabbed 2. From what I saw. Why did you not get the 3rd one, sir? If I tell you to do it again, will you get it? No. Okay, so let's see what that's returning. Be closest within area. Yeah, let's breakpoint there. Okay, get back here. Go forage. No, go forage. Ah! Within area 1. Okay, do we get that? Area overlaps is empty. How long did the terrain generation alone take? Oh, I've had so many iterations on the terrain. Like, it was really a pretty big learning process. Like, I didn't just, like, start on, you know, the implementation I have now and work on it till it got to where it's at now. It's been, like, I've refactored it probably 5 or 6 times by now, you know. It started off as just height map terrain. I didn't have caves, you know, it wasn't in a compute shader. I didn't have all the fancy biome blending logic and the multiple parameterized noises or anything, so it's really hard to say. The whole game I've worked on, though, for 2.5 years, over 2.5 years now, so there's really no number I could put on that. I think probably the first 6 months of that were me learning how to use Unreal Engine, how to use C++, how to do procedural generation, how to do game development. So, yeah, I started from basically 0. Tech Wolf, welcome in. First about terrain, I've always been scared of it. Yeah, you can do like a very simple height map terrain. You can do that pretty easily. When you do the 3D terrain, like the 3D noise, that's when it starts to get really complicated. That's the really complicated part. You can use something like marching cubes. I use like a custom marching cubes. I have like a height map compute shader, I have a 3D noise compute shader, and then I have a custom marching cubes compute shader that stitches them together. That's what I do for my terrain. But you can just do the height map part pretty quickly. So all we see here on screen is knowledge of 2.5 years. Yeah, pretty much. This doesn't make much sense. It seems really high level. Yeah, well, you don't see the behind the scenes. Like you're not seeing all of the rough edges and the lack of polish. It looks good on the surface, but trust me, there's some skeletons in my closet. We'll just say. Okay, so the voxel transforms are not correct, if I'm reading this correctly. Could you make a security system without third party? This isn't going to be like an online game that needs security. It's going to be like a Minecraft or Valheim online, where you just like play with your friends kind of thing. So security isn't a concern. What made you use UE5 over Unity? Was it the pricing deal that happened? Yeah, that was a big part of it. But even without that, the Unreal Engine pricing model is just strictly better. You get access to the source code. Like, I can't imagine building a game without having the engine source code. Like, being able to debug within the engine and see what's happening is invaluable. Being able to use the engine as examples for how to use something, invaluable. I cannot imagine making a game without having that. Also, Unreal Engine has blueprints, which are very, very nice. I prefer writing in C++, and I routinely say that I hate blueprints all the time. But it's a really nice option to have. It's really nice for like designery type things when I want to tinker with values and stuff like that. Very nice to have that. If I ever work with other people, that'll make it really easy to work with them because they now don't need to know how to write C++ code, which is a pretty big barrier to entry. I also see Unreal Engine as being more so on the cutting edge of game dev, and I want to be a part of that, right? I want to use all the fancy new technologies, see what it's like, you know. I see Unreal Engine as being ahead of Unity in that regard. And for those reasons, I'm out, basically. I also just think Unreal Engine games have a better rendering pipeline. They look better. And I get that all like Unreal Engine games can kind of look samey. Like the lighting can look samey, you know, we have all this, all the uninformed takes on Unreal Engine being optimized and stuff like that, but it allows you to do a lot. And you don't need to make it look samey, right? Anyways. Yeah, I don't think I'm getting the proper voxel transforms here. The bounding box for this is quite small. You know what? Maybe I should do some debug draws from this. Maybe I should do some debug draws. I would like to draw this box. Voxel size. Yeah, why am I not getting the other one? So yeah, first things first. Let's async task onto the, make sure we're on the game thread. And let's slap a if with editor on here. We don't just kick off a thread when we don't need to. Async task. Yeah, we're gonna draw this box. And I need something that has world on it. I'm not sure that this has. I don't know that I don't have a world context object here, do I? Oh, I have the area actor. That'll work. Area actor. Okay, so draw, debug, box. Okay, Copilot, you know what to do. Thank you. Oh, it's so beautiful. 5 seconds, that's good. We can do 5 seconds. Bounding box, center, extent. Perfect. Oh, so nice when Copilot just aligns with the stars, you know? My only thing about Unity is the pricing is just a simple subscription. For UE, I'd probably need an accountant from my understanding. I mean, UE is free unless you make $1 million. That's a good problem to have. Those are yacht problems. Like, and then it's just what, a 5% royalty? That's, I don't know, that's very straightforward to me. That is very straightforward to me. Okay, the bounding box is correct. Why is this little mushroom not technically in here? Can I double click on this? I can't. Nice. Okay, we got the mushy. What is your collision? He blocks. That should probably be overlap. He is world static. Yeah, what? I'm doing a trace for objects, right? Collision object types. Get voxel overlaps. Box trace multi for objects, which would just do. Have I ever made money in this field? No. No, I have not. This is my first game. Yeah, but all the creation engines look the same and people love Elder Scrolls and Fallout. Yeah, they're great games, yeah. If you make a great game, it transcends all the, you know, chaff, all the haters, you know, all the no one's complaining about Expedition 33, right? Unreal Engine game, optimized well, looks great. No one's saying it looks like every other game. No one's saying it's unoptimized, which is the common criticism of Unreal Engine. If the game is good, I don't think people really care if it looks the same. Yeah, I agree, 100%. I have to keep reminding myself that a game can look shitty and still be successful and look good. Like, I still play vanilla WoW, which by today's standards does not look good. Like, you don't necessarily need it to look good to be fun. To keep reminding myself that when I see all these other games coming out that look amazing. So it's really just tracing 4 things that respond to that channel. The guy without AI coding agent. What do you mean? I use AI sometimes. Like, people come in, y'all are unpleasable. Some of you be like, just use AI. Just use AI for everything. Come in and say that. Or they're like, oh, finally someone who doesn't use AI. The dichotomy of YouTube Shorts chatters. Undeniable. I do have AI. Look at that. There it is. Okay, so the get hit object location. We'll need to make... Well, we didn't get any overlaps, though. That's the thing. So let me look in here. Yeah, let me make sure the valid voxels... I'm only getting 1 voxel transform, too, right? Let me breakpoint that. Okay, you come here. Forage within the area. There's only 1 valid, so it's not calculating the voxels correctly. Why is that? It's an actual object. The mushroom's an actual, it's an instant static mesh. It's spawned with PCG. I did not code up procedural mushrooms on the terrain algorithm. Yeah, so why aren't you working properly? Okay, let's draw another debug. Let's draw another debug thing here. I mean, I do draw this. What color? Blue. Okay, let's make you a different color that I can actually see, because I am drawing them as blue. So let me see where this 1 voxel is. I think I have draw debug set to true here. No, I don't. Okay, so we need to do that as well. Okay, cancel that. Okay, run live coding there. What information source would you say is best for learning UE5 C++? The Unreal Engine source code, unfortunately. I don't really use like tutorials or courses or anything like that. I just search for specific things that I need to know to complete what I'm trying to. I would suggest using Writer, though. Writer has done the best job of teaching me how to write Unreal Engine C++ than anything. Oh, and how long am I drawing that for? What's the... I don't have a lifetime on it. I'm probably just going to see it like flash for a hot second. Yeah, I know. Yeah, sorry, this is not the the procedural fungal game you thought it was. This isn't Spore, we'll say that. Yeah, let's put some actual time on that. On the voxel area thingy. Balls. We'll just do 5 seconds. Five seconds there. Any tips for getting / finding a decent game idea? Play games. Go play games. A lot of games I prototype end up not being fun at all. It's demotivating. I mean, you need to make something that you want to play, right? Go play some games, get some ideas for, you know, come up with... this is my approach. Like, the reason I came to this idea was, you know, I've had this idea for like a decade now, you know, to a varying extent. For years and years. Like, I play other games, I'm like, oh, they did this really good. It's really good in this game. They didn't do this really good. This is how I would do it if I did the game. You know, what do I like in games? What have I seen? What you know, when I play something like RimWorld, I love that game. But I always wanted to be like a colonist down in the world, experiencing all the shit that happens in RimWorld, all the randomness, all the chaos, all the raids, you know, down with the colonists. So that's what made me want to combine an RPG and a colony sim. Playing WoW Hardcore is what made me want to try out a long-form roguelite. Seeing the iteration of WoW expansions over the years, and all the decisions that have led to what I consider the downfall of the MMO, to a glorified amusement park lobby game, arcade game, basically, from a world from an actual world that is a role-playing game. You know, seeing all those decisions, you know, thinking about what I would do, how would I, you know, shake up the meta, you know, that kind of stuff. I wouldn't do flying, all that. So I would just say go play games. God, that flashed for like such a quick second, didn't it? It was, wait, did it flash red? It should be green, no? Why do you hate Quaternions? They're so plush. That's an interesting way to describe them. I've never heard someone describe a Quaternion as plush. Quaternions are a necessary evil, I understand this. But they are so fucking hard to work with. Like a rotator or Euler angles. You know, you have the pitch, yaw, and roll. They suffer from gimbal lock, I get that. But the pitch, yaw, and roll is a 0 to 360 degree or a negative 180 to 180 range. I can read a rotator or an Euler angle, and I can understand what that represents in the game. When I look at a Quaternion, it makes 0 sense. You cannot, as a human, interpret a Quaternion without actually having it represented in the game. That's what makes them so hard to work with and why I hate them. They're devil worship, and you can't convince me otherwise. Why am I not drawing this voxel? Oh, I'm not forwarding the draw debug, am I? Nope. No, I am not. That's why. Live coding, exceptionally slow today. Aggressively slow, I'll say. Dare I ask you why you think Quaternions are plush? What? What was the red? What was the red? And also, I still didn't get to the draw debug. Oh, I'm not even using that either. Am I? Am I? Get closest within area. Area overlap query synchronous. Raw debug is true. I'm using the sync version. Draw debug. Is it, do we get here? We do. We should, right? Oh, are there no adjacent voxels? Is that why? Oh, I generated a quest. Oops. Okay. Well, that's fine. Okay, so there are 26 adjacent voxels. What are we doing here? What are we doing? I don't know why I turned into Mickey Mouse there for a second. If get voxel, oh, it's only for the overlaps. Okay, that's the only time we draw the debug. Okay. Objection: quaternions are almost interpretable. Yeah, but that means still not interpretable. That still means that they're not interpretable. If you treat XYZ as a rotation axis and W as a rotation amount, it's just that the scale is a wee bit wonky because everything needs to add up to a magnitude of 1. Honestly, I don't think I ever needed to interrogate a quaternion. It's like, how do I... Yeah, I typically don't use them, right? Like I can pretty much just rely on rotators and Euler angles for the most part. But it's like the few times where you actually need to use a quaternion, it's just like a pain in the ass to work with. And like, yeah, the 4 components, like, yeah, I know it's an XYZ and a W, but the XYZ are meaningless without the W, and the W, like you said, like it all needs to add up to 1. So it's like, you can't really properly represent that in your mind, which makes it just even more difficult to work with. Okay, so I guess there's just no area overlaps for each of these. So now I just kind of want to draw debug on these boxes. Like I am doing a get voxel overlaps. Oh, that's the red. That's why the red is showing up for a hot second. So I move forward here. Out hit result is empty. Box trace. Multi for objects. I also need to make sure that these are oriented, because right now they're axis aligned, and I need to make sure they're oriented. Trace complex, huh? So it returned 2 of the mushrooms, but not the 3rd one. Oh, well, no, that should return them. Ignore the area actor. Ignore self. I mean, that's the same thing. Divine Dev Studios, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Let's make this lifetime 5 seconds as well. We'll see. Now, what I'm trying to do is get this, I have foraging working, but I have player placed areas basically. And I need to like get all the things in the area. And it's like a voxel. The area is defined by a voxel algorithm. So I'm doing like a per voxel box trace basically. And it's not returning the things that I thought it would. Are you pipelining your codes? Oh yeah, I'm piping them all right. Do you think if you found a game similar to yours, you would still finish and publish it? Yep. I've had good ideas, but that's happened to me before. I mean, I'm not trying to... It sounds like maybe you're trying to make like your goal is to make a commercial success or something. Like, I'm just trying to work on this game. That's my goal. Not trying to work on any other game. I don't even care if it gets released. That's not my primary... You know, obviously I want people to play it, right? Like, that's a secondary goal. I want to build a game that I want to play. I guarantee you, even if there's a game similar, there is so much design space. Why did that not, why did you not stick around for 5 seconds? There is so much design space in my combination of genres, and I've not seen one. Like the closest, you know, would be Medieval Dynasty, which is on my wish list and I want to play to see how they handle things, but I guarantee you they will be very different. Get voxel area overlaps. Why are you not, your lifetime should be 5. Did that not, like, take? Oh, it's probably this one. Oh, yeah, because there's no hit results. Yeah, so it's like this. Okay, we're gonna do persistent for a second here, just so I can see. Oh, you know what? I think I understand now, actually. I understand now. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I get it. Okay. I need two different, Your goal with this project is to go fun yourself. I mean, yeah. I love funning myself. Yeah, I'm not even really thinking about getting it funded or anything. I just want to work on it. That's what I want to do. I have a lot of fun doing this, and that's why a lot of you will see me every day doing this. I do some form of game development almost every day. And it's so much fun. It is so much freaking fun. You know, there is so much, and like if you get stuck on something, there's something else you can do, right? Like you can just move on, you can just move to something else, right? I get to solve like really fun challenges, challenging like you know, algorithms, design problems. You know, you get to use a lot of creativity, and I get to problem solve, and I get to challenge myself. Sign me the fuck up, you know what I mean? Like I enjoy programming, but game development programming is like to me it's the funnest you can do. It is the funnest you can do. Okay. So I need two different lists. So I know what's happening here. What's happening here is that the walking voxel algorithm, which is like a term I've coined, a term I've coined. Basically what happens is from the starting point where you place the area, if that voxel overlaps a valid surface, it'll add its adjacent voxels. If those ones are valid, you know, so that's the walking part. It iteratively, recursively does that. And I was using the same object types channels passed in to both determine what is a valid surface and also determine what is a valid returning overlap. So I need two different lists here. And so one is going to be surface object types. And I guess one is collision. Do I just call it collision object types? Yeah, get voxel overlaps. I guess I need to... Yeah, we need to pass both of them in here as well. Yeah, this is gonna get a little hairy. Point being, just make your game, don't worry about it. There are very few games that are truly original these days, hence the Metroidvania genre. When I was a kid, Metroid and Castlevania were just games, and the genre was platformers. Yeah, just make what you want to make. And like, yeah, there's no game that's truly original. There's also no game that is truly a copy, right? So yeah, we want the... So basically, I need an array that determines whether the voxel is valid. I need an array that determines if the voxel is valid. So maybe surface is bad. Maybe valid voxel is a better term here. Valid voxel object type. I almost need two return lists too. Or rather, the return list is different than whether or not it's valid. Where do I do the validity? Get adjacent voxels. Oh, oops. Don't look at that. Don't look at that. That's some pirate software-ass code right there. Don't look at that. Okay. I guess it is just get voxel overlaps. I thought I had like an is valid voxel function. I guess not. Is it get area voxel? No. What is this? You're watching me try to fix my own code. That's what you're witnessing a master at work. Not really. You're watching me flail around a little bit. So get voxel overlaps. Yeah, go to the, can I go to the definition, please? Thank you. So yeah, we need a valid voxel object types. So if I get a hit for one of these, the voxel is valid. But I also want, I only want to return object types. Maybe is the best one, best name for that. Okay. So we need to append both of these bad boys. Auto, collision object types. Can you do the add? Can you do this in C++? I don't actually know. Can you do that? No, you can't. Of course you fucking can't. Of course you can't. Why would there be ease of use functions in C++? Why? Why? It's T-array, that's fine. It's the most challenging bug or task you've encountered. I think doing the... If I had to pick like a single isolated thing, what I do for my height map so that I can have parameterized terrain in different terrain chunks is I have to do a weighted average distance blend on every single vertex that's generated. And I have to say, like, for the current terrain chunk, for the current vertex, for every vertex in that chunk, I need to check, I need to get what that vertex would be rendered at, like get the location of that vertex as if it was rendered with each neighboring terrain chunk's noise parameters. And then I need to do a weighted average blend based on the distance that vertex is to the neighboring chunks. And that's how I blend from biome to biome, having different noises in them, different parameterized noises. That was really fucking difficult. That one, or customizing the margin cubes algorithm to be able to connect my height map and my 3D noise together so that I could have the underground caves and stuff. That was also really difficult. I think that took less time though, the latter, but it was very difficult conceptually to do that. Because it's not just, it's like just stitching them together is not so straightforward. With marching cubes, you have to do like this lerping and stuff like that. And then I need to like basically delete certain vertices from the height map. Because like wherever the caves, they need to punch through the height map, right? So wherever the 3D noise intersects with the height map, you need to delete all the verts there. And so it's actually kind of difficult to do that. It was difficult to lerp them together. And I still think I'm not even doing it like perfectly. You'll notice on the terrain, like the way they connect, it gets really janky, the terrain shape does. And I think I can do a better job of it. I think the lerping can be a little bit better. Can someone say private software? Yeah, don't say it 3 times in the mirror. He'll come and poop in your code. Tell you to eat his entire ass. Not gonna lie, I wish I could code. It's like a second language. I mean, it is. It is a programming language for a reason. Catch you around again. Have a good day, brother. Hey, you too. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out. Anyways, yeah, our collision types. So we're gonna add all of these to the return channel here. And I guess the out hit result, we need a new temporary one so that we don't add. We need to like filter. I need to make sure we filter for the right ones. Sota, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. So yeah, I guess I need to, oh yeah, that was my, yeah, we'll keep that. Keep that. Yeah, I need to iterate over the hit results. So, and I just need to, I guess, hit.get component dot collision. I need like some collision object, get collision object type. Nice. Okay, so if return object types dot contains this thing, then it's a valid one that we want to add to out hit result add. There we go. Beautiful. Missed a parenthesis. C++ does have operator overloading, but you have to implement something I missed from Rust. Yeah, the issue is it's like a built-in type, so I can't, unless I change the source code, you know, which I'm trying to avoid as much as possible. It's not there. And of course, the reflection system Unreal Engine has built on top of it just has its own cans of worms. So there may be a reason. There may be some stupid reason that it's that we don't have that. Okay, let's go back to this. So we're gonna change this to valid voxel object types, and this is return object types. That's the naming we're gonna do. Copy. Pasta. Turn object types. Valid voxel object types. New line that. And then we need to collision object types. I got a pasta U up here as well. What are you? Did I delete something on accident? I did. Collision object types, yeah. Okay. Wait, why? Oh yeah, I'm passing it in there. That makes sense. Are we good? Did the copy pasta take? I will need to rebuild. Let's go ahead and rebuild. Is there any boo-boos anywhere? Good voxel area overlaps. I do need to update the signatures, right? Or the call sites. How is that? Ooh, I didn't update here. Yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, and I think maybe the valid voxel, I should manually specify that here. If it's an area, it should be, and this is a convenience function, so let's make it more convenient. Return object types, pass that in. And then the valid voxel object types, ECC building, ECC rain. What do you think about buying assets like templates for code? Why not? Yeah, if it suits your purpose, why not? Not sure what kind of take you're looking for there. Okay, so this changes that. Yeah, that's valid now. That is valid. Now I only want to return building there. Have a great coding session. 11:13 p.m. here, so bye for now. Yeah, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good night. Okay, what else is broken? What else is broken here? Oh, I didn't... Dude, how many functions do I need to update? Jesus. Okay. All right, so that's all seems to be working now. Boot that up. Maybe we can actually forage within an area now. Within an area. Okay. Everyone say a prayer to Tim Sweeney that this works. Little did you know, game dev is not actually based on your own abilities. It's based on how many prayers you say to Tim Sweeney. Valid voxel types, return object types. Yeah, I guess I need to stub that, don't I? I don't know what yeah, just world static, I guess. Dun, 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 dun. I mean, let's just pass in the same thing, maybe. I don't know. I don't fucking know, man. This is just test information anyway. Yeah, just world static for now, I suppose. Okay, what other one? What other one do you need? Oh, I did everything there. Yeah, we can pass in everything. Why not? Why not? What's cool is, like, because I parameterized this, I've actually been able to get the voxels to walk up the trees, which is fun. I could use the same algorithm for, like, fire spreading, or like if I wanted some like contagion or rot to take place, I can actually walk these voxels up the trees and add things, which is really cool. This ASMR has background music now. Nice upgrade. Now, I mean, we've had that music for a while. We've had that music for a while. What? Okay, there's my grass. I was gonna say. Where's my grass at? Do I need to spawn the actor manually? I didn't used to have to. I do. Okay, sure. I guess I can do that. Not a big deal. But... Okay, let's find him. He's somewhere in view. There he is. Okay, well, first of all, let's build. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh my god, the debug logs are aggressive, aren't they? Okay, we have 3. Okay, I completely broke it, didn't I? Shit. I completely broke it. Oh, but we're returning out hit results. No, we want to return hit results. Actually, shit. Because it's gonna... Hit. Okay, hang on. Okay, we need a boolean here. So bool, be valid voxel. Yeah, so we need to return this, actually. Because I need to know... I'll just say if... I can do a be valid voxel pipe equals contains yeah, that's it. Yeah, pipe it. So yeah, we are piping the code now. We are piping the code now. Oh, and also, oh no, that's right, that's right. We're good. We're still good. Okay, yeah, now the algorithm. Also, I need to disconnect those debug logs. It's too much. It's too much. Okay, come here, you. Join the colony. Join my colony. Welcome aboard. Get to work on foraging. Why is there... What is this? There's an empty fucking area here. Right, because I didn't actually place it. Yeah, I didn't actually place it. Yeah, I need to fix that. Need to fix that. So yeah, shouldn't add it to the colony until I actually place it. Yes, I know you're gonna oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Persistent. Change that back to 4 frame. Because yeah, it's gonna... I'm doing this on the background thread, and Unreal Engine does not like to draw debug boxes or any debug logs on the background thread. Quite picky. Quite picky. So now we get to wait. Okay. Yeah, this is probably... I'm probably just gonna need to spam continue here. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. Oh, how many voxels do I need to debug draw here? Oh, we're good? Okay, we got through it. Look at all those. Did he get all the mushrooms? Is the question. I'm gonna wait for those to disappear for a second. They should, right? Well, I guess it was that was when it was set to persistent. Okay, so yeah, I don't see any more mushrooms in there. Okay, more testing is required to destroy that. More testing is required. Let's find some more mushrooms. He properly did not go collect any other ones. Okay, so let's find some like that are kind of far away too. Searching for mushrooms. There is a mushroom. There are 2 mushrooms. There's a 3rd one over there. So let's do this. Okay. See how well he navigates over there too. Okay. Go forage within, no, within area. I need a back button on these menus. Area 3. Oh no. Wait, what is still trying to... Because I'm trying... Okay, I guess it's because I have draw debug set to true. Okay, let's set that to false. Just so we don't have to deal with this. I am just getting started with Unreal. Any tips on where to start? Not really. I don't have the best advice for that. I don't really like, I don't like follow tutorials or courses or anything. I don't know, like, I came up with, I started with procedural terrain generation, which is not, probably not what I would recommend. So maybe that's all the advice I have. Don't start with procedural terrain generation. I guess I would probably just recommend learning like actors and something to do with like actors and components. So maybe just like get a character in the game, get him to move around, you know. Make some components like, I don't know, inventory system or something. Okay, so he's not going after those mushrooms, which is correct. Should only be going after those 2. Boom. He didn't get that one. Is that one in? Or... Oh, dude, look how close that is. Okay, so if my mushrooms were actually on the ground... So this is actually a good test for like, yeah, he didn't get that one because it's outside of the volume. Outside of the voxel. So that's actually good. So that is correct. Now let's have multiple areas here. Okay, so we have another volume there. He's running back over here. Sir, you have a moment to talk about foraging. Let's make sure he goes to the right area. Nice. Oh, it's working. Now we're fucking cooking. Yeah, open up the vlogger. Let's make sure he cleared his task as well. State tree, colony data, current task is not nice. Boom. Floating mushrooms, too scary to pick up. Yeah. Hey, I'd be scared too. But that is a good like thing to keep in mind. Like, if there are any, I don't know why I would spawn something floating, but if there is something floating, the walking voxel would not be able to get it, right? I don't know, maybe there's like some sort of magical things I would spawn in the world. I don't know, like, I don't know what kind of gathering or task would be related to that. Something to keep in mind though, for sure. Yeah, I really don't know how that'll impact me. And if I do, I'll probably have it like connected to the ground in some way, you know? So that the overlap still happens. Fine for now. Fine for now. That's foraging though. That is foraging. We're kind of fucking done with that. I need to do like hauling now though, I think is the next task to work on. And I only have a little bit longer before I have to hop off and go to meetings. And go to work. Let me see here. Yeah, only a little bit longer. So maybe we'll just kind of spec out what we're going to do next. So yeah, let me commit this right now. Let me commit this. This is committable. This is committable. Implement foraging for foraging within area. That's all we're gonna write. Commit and push. Cool. Okay, so yeah, let's get out the gigadoc. The 67-page doc. Forge for food. Done. Yeah, now we need to haul it back to the colony, basically. So I'm gonna have two different options. I did do areas. Area types maybe is something. Yeah, I need to do area types probably next. So here's what I'm thinking. Like in RimWorld, you place areas on the ground. It's 2D, so a lot fucking easier. But in RimWorld, you can place areas on the ground, and colonists, they can be stockpile areas, or they can be areas that like a colonist stays within. So I think I'm gonna have some stockpile areas as well. And probably what that means is, I'm thinking each voxel here equates to like an inventory slot. And so like the mushrooms, let's see if I can find one real quick to put in my inventory. Mushrooms. Bro, where did he pick all the mushrooms? Did you pick all of the mushrooms, sir? There's a mushroom. Okay, so the mushroom, I have one white mushroom here. And so I think the stack size, and this is just going to be like, I don't know if this will be the final thing. He's eating, look at that. He's eating some of the mushrooms that are in his pockets. But the mushroom, because like I think mushrooms stack up to 20 is what I have. And so I think like one voxel on here equates to one slot. And I think for now, I'll probably just put like a little box there with the texture of the icon. I could put the world object there too. But like, that's going to be a little weird because like these don't necessarily relate to, I'd have to come up. Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to do that. Like of course I could put a bundle of mushrooms here, but that's like, I have to make that, right? I have to fucking make that asset. And I don't want to do that. So I think for now, I'll probably just use a default cube here with the texture of the icon on it. And then how many are in the stack. I think that's going to be the first implementation of it. Storage area. Other storage types I want. I already have some working. I have these little chests, right? Okay, I can't actually build it, I guess. I don't know why. Oh, did it not have like support or something, I wonder? Oh my god, I fucking broke everything. I hate myself, man. Okay, there's a table. I'm so annoyed. Can I put the chest on the table? Okay, apparently I can just build it in the middle of the air. Yeah, I broke everything. But anyways, there are chests you can put things in as well that have their own little inventory in them. So that's another option. So, okay, now the target reticle. There we go. Get that off there. Didn't go away. This is what I mean. Like, there's a lot of shit that I need to do. A lot of polish. But I think the storage is probably the first thing I'll do. He's eating again. My dude is getting so hungry. So I need to, when he forages, he needs to bring them back and put them in the colony stash. He needs to forage. I need to handle like pockets full, basically. All this haul to storage. Tasks should handle inventory full. So they should haul once their inventory gets full. And it's not like you wouldn't want them to run out to grab one thing and run back and put it there. You know, do the task for as long as you can, I guess, basically until your inventory is full. Or, so I'll say, do task until inventory is full, or task is finished. Auto queue. I'll say auto queue up a haul task. And I guess the haul task will, I'll need to know what is the, I'll need to know what is the storage that you should put it in. Because like in RimWorld, you have priority storages for different item types. So actually, maybe this is where I do the item type refactor. I wanted to refactor my item types into gameplay tags. And this could help with that. Although I could probably do just a rudimentary version of this pretty easily. You know, just haul it to the closest, haul to storage. You know, I'll just say, first thing I'll do is just haul to closest storage area or container, which I guess I'll need to fix those containers. I don't know why those broke. Haul to storage area or container. In the future, handle best storage to take to, basically, priority storage. I'll just say handle priority storage. Storage. And I do need to set up a better queue. I don't really have a queue, I just have like a current task. So I need to set up like a task queue on the colonist as well. That's going to be part of it. Task queue. Area, I don't know. I could do area types. Yeah, I think area types would need to come first, unless I just do containers. Maybe I just do containers at first. Although I do really want to see the hauling to the area type. I'll also need to do like shelving as well. I'll also need to handle shelving, but that's, I don't even have any shelf meshes, so. Hiding the areas, yeah, we'd want to hide the areas too. So yeah, maybe we should do a little bit more area work for these things. Store stuff in area, use cube, yeah. So maybe this does come first, I think. Do that first, then we do the haul task. And then yeah, I need to update their eating logic too. Right now their eating logic is just like, if I have food in my inventory and I'm hungry, eat it, right? Sit down and eat it. But then I need to update that to, if you don't have any food, go get it from storage. Right now they just run around in the world randomly and try to find some. Which that's like their survival instincts, right? That's their like emergency, I'm about to die from hunger type shit. Yeah, potentially find a chair to sit and eat in. Chairs and table logic as well. Yeah, I think that's what's coming up next. You know, I definitely need to do another pass on stability. For that, I need to refactor my entity system, which is kind of a big overhaul for some of it. Yeah, I think that's hauling. Basically, just do the task until it's done, bring everything back. I wonder if the individual priorities of the colonist should impact when they haul, right? Because if you say like, oh, you should forage as your highest priority and then just haul random things, right? Now, this is quite a bit different from RimWorld, I guess, because in RimWorld, when they go and do something in the world, it just gets dropped on the ground. The colonists don't automatically put it in their pockets. So my game, I guess, is a bit different in that way. It's a bit different in that way. Don't look at it. Don't mind him. He's just boot scooting along. And so, yeah, if you have a hauler and you have guys out like chopping trees and they have wood in their pockets, or they have ore in their pockets, or they have forageables in their pockets, and they're still doing the forage stuff as their priority, and there's a hauler. Should the like I guess the hauler should basically run over to them and pick up their their items, which will be an interesting concept there. But that'll just be, if hauling is a priority, kind of a complicated interaction there, because there's the individual tasks that you give to the colonists, and there's the priorities. So it's like, I need to haul as a part of my forage task, or I need to haul because that's my priority. So different contexts there, and I'll need to figure out how to make sure those work properly. Which I guess just all comes down to the task handler system that I made. So I think, yeah, the first step is just to hauling is not an individual task. And so, like, figuring out what to haul. Construction task, I actually did that, kind of. More needs to be done about it, but I kind of did that. Kind of did construction already. Tree chopping as well. We'll need to do that. That's the next task that I think we'll do, but I think we need to get stuff into storage first now. And I think we can do after tree chopping, hauling as a task, as an individual task. And then after that, we do the priorities. Yeah. Good. Yeah, sleeping in a bed as well. I kind of have that. I used to have behavior trees, and I had some of this already implemented in there. And that was before I did I made my whole ECS system. So we're trying to get back up to parity with that. We're getting there, though. We're getting there. Yeah, I do think this is in the right order for me to work on next, though. And maybe I'll do this refactoring. Maybe I'll do that sooner rather than later, because yes, those crashes that happened earlier today were because of that. So I have ideas on how to fix that. I need to use more weak object pointers, basically. But my ECS system uses UObjects instead of instant structs, which is a fucking choice, I know. But I did that because I wanted hierarchical entities, which was really important to me. But I'm wondering if I think there's some other things I can do there. And then maybe we can use instant structs, which will be a little bit better on memory allocations. They'll be stored closer to each other on memory, potentially making the ECS system faster, potentially. But that's a whole can of worms, too. What else? What else do I want to figure out here? Is there any other considerations I need to make? I mean, we'll definitely come across them as they come. Anything I want to think about, though? Yeah, I guess once we get things in storage, that's when we can do the until amount task duration type. When should we do that? Maybe, yeah, maybe once we do use food, once we halt to storage, basically, we can. That's when we should. I don't know if I'll do it, but I don't know if I'll do it at this point. But that's when it can be done. Once I actually have trackable storages within a colony. I think I may need some, because I want to do area types as well. Yeah, the whole area, building areas, is something I need a lot more UI on. A lot, because right now it's just like this little button that doesn't even have a correct icon. And I want to be able to add on to areas so you can make shapes like that if you need to, and then also shrink areas. I also want to be able to build circular areas, and I want to build an area based on a spline as well. But the circular and spline building are kind of auxiliary to what I need to do now. They're not necessary. But I do want area types for like, oh, this is a tree chopping area. It only shows up in the tree chopping context. And you can say, go chop trees in any tree chopping area, any valid area, right? This is a storage area. Here are the things that are allowed to be stored in it. Here is the priority of this storage area. Here is a mining area. Here is a hunting area. And so therefore I need the areas to show to the user, the player, what they represent, right? And I don't want them shown at all times either, because that can get pretty messy around a colony. So probably just when you're building something, they need to show. Just in build mode, or yeah, basically just when you're building something, when you're placing blueprints, probably. Another thing I think I need like a colony area. Like I need an area that defines the entire colony, because I need to do a distance from. I don't know if I'll use the same algorithm for that or not. We'll see. We'll see when I get there. It's down the road. I want the player to be able to define colors and stuff as well. Hide areas, basically when not building, I think. Area types. This just needs a whole new... I need a whole new UI for that, I think. Maybe once you place it, the UI automatically pops up. Or should it pop up first? No, I think after. Because it'll be the same UI as when you edit it, right? And maybe just make it pop up for, like, after you first place it, yeah. You would want task type on there. Storage and storage options. And then I may need some area management UI as well. So that you don't need to walk over and click on a specific area to actually define, to edit these kinds of options, right? Task type, basically storage options, and then allowed or denied, disallowed. Colonist area. Yeah, basically if that's gonna be kind of a pain in the ass, right? Because I guess I'll just need to factor that in on any pathfinding. They have to stay out of... Ooh, that's gonna be rough. Ooh, that's gonna be rough. Do I need to make a nav modifier for each area? I don't know how many... I haven't played around with nav modifiers that much, but it's essentially they're volumes that you can place in the world that affect pathfinding. And like you can either like disallow certain areas altogether, or you can change the like nav cost of an area. And I'm wondering how many nav modifiers the world can handle. And how much does that speed up or slow down pathfinding? I'll need to do a lot of testing there. I have a feeling what I'm going to get to eventually is a world where I have to write my own nav mesh and pathfinding algorithms, which is a world I don't want to think about right now because that's overwhelming. But I can't imagine the built-in Unreal nav mesh is the most efficient for my use case here. Can't imagine. But yeah, that's gonna basically do it for today. Who is streaming? Who do I want to raid? Let's see. Let me take a peek here. Pirate Software? Is this Unreal Engine? What is this? Oh no, that's Godot. I don't know why I thought that was Unreal Engine. We'll see. What does me Megatron rated earlier? Hang on. Let me take a look at what kind of development does me Megatron do. I don't even know if I spelled that right. Nope, I didn't. Of course, I could probably just click on the fucking chat history, can't I? Instead of trying to guess how to spell it from memory. Kind of development. Also Unreal Engine from what I'm seeing? Also Unreal Engine. So yeah, we'll
Oh,
I'm unfamiliar with her.
No,
I'll have to give her a
what's up?
follow.
okay.
Yeah, let's find an Unreal Engine developer then. Shawnee B also does the Unreal Engine. Hyperons also does Unreal Engine. So yeah, we got some big raids today. So thank you all for those. It looks like First Crimson. First Crimson's doing some Unreal development. So I'm gonna send you all over there. And I'm gonna get on up out of here. So thanks everyone for hanging out with me. It was a lot of fun. It was a good stream today. Did a good bit of yapping. Did a good bit of developing as well. So a nice little balance. But yeah, I appreciate everyone being here. It was good. I hope you all have a good one. I hope I have a good one too. Yeah, I'm gonna send you guys over to. Oh, let me actually see. Does he have live redirects on for me? I don't think he does. I can try to raid on YouTube. No, I can't. Not okay. So everyone on YouTube, you're just gonna go bye-bye. But thank you all. Have a great rest of your day.